Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dharma practitioners, keep emptying your mind is one of the great profitable skill if you can practice. Because our nature is always collecting and hold as memory. So it is very rare that we drop things from our mind. We always like to remind. It doesn't matter pleasant or unpleasant. Even though we try, sometimes we try to forget something, thinking about it. So first we think to forget it, then it cannot forget. So then yourself, you have to develop it as a skill, not to hold it to things or not to remind things or not to repeat things. As example, when you going to buy a cup, if it is not empty, you're not going to buy it. So even when you are trying to buy any material things, if somebody use it, before you buy it, you don't want to pay the full price. So if something hold with the memory, our value go down. If you do any action related with the memory, related to the memory, governed by the memory, designed by the memory, you cannot get the full experience out of that moment. So meditation is a method. You develop in your mind moment by moment, you experience it. In that experience, you learn to drop it. While you experiencing, if you able to drop that experience, that always you in a new moment. So you keep the newness within yourself. That doesn't mean you forget things. Because when you look at the Buddha's life, when he attained to enlightenment, he is the one who remembered everything. So when your mind becomes very clear, you don't have the holding or grasping, clinging nature. But that doesn't mean you cannot see it. You can see it. You can see it whenever you want. And another thing is, if there is something that you want to apply to the present moment, knowingly you can apply it. So that is not you repeating the memory. So when you practice meditation, little by little, mind become very clear with the moment you experience. And once you become very clear with the moment of the experience, you can see that moment. So once you can see the moment, it's not going to forget. It's not going to disappear from your mind. It's going to be there, but that not kind of like a repetition action or the power or the force that we push towards the next action. So in day-to-day life, if you able to develop that skill, yourself, whatever you do, you drop the memory, or you drop the whatever you hold as memory, and you come to the point that in day-to-day life, whatever you do, and you focus to that, and you go with it, and it make your conventional life more profitable. And at the same time, when you do it knowingly, it develop your inner awareness. So try to develop that emptiness little by little, little by little in you. Keep the mind available. Because when the mind become free from any kind of holding nature, it become available for the moment. So to experience something to the highest, you have to keep that availability. Because if the mind is occupied with something, the moment you experience, you cannot experience it. So with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, this moment by moment experience different. So our purpose is developing your mind to bring it to the same rhythm, same speed of this experience, rather than clinging somewhere, holding somewhere, waiting somewhere. So that way, because in the present moment, there is no any greed, hatred, and the delusion can arise. You always in a new place. So that is a skill that you have to develop. If you look at your life, memorizing things, that repeating things, holding to things doesn't work. It just become an advertisement for our unhappiness. It become an advertisement for our suffering, unsatisfaction. So look at the world. Day by day, our suffering is become kind of like an advertisement. Our suffering become kind of like it's bring a marketing value to the society. Any situation come, people bring it as a and put a market value. And even the disease came, and that disease became political reason all over the world. And the people dying, the death become a political reason, and then it become a kind of like a marketing reason also. So it happened all the time. And if you come back thousand times to this world, you're going to experience the same thing again and again and again. So when we look at 100 years back, as you know, Spanish flu came and it happened in the world. So look after 100 years, now we experience same kind of situation. And during this time, many situations happen. World War happened, and after that, many other occasions, many other disease came. So then now we experience this. In it going to happen in the future also. Then what you can understand? This is the very nature of life. So then what you have to do? And try to, as soon as possible, try to develop your skills and attain to enlightenment. Get out of this. Because if you go with this is the nature. And even when you look at your own personal life, when you look back yourself, and you see many reasons in life that you can find, that thousand reasons to be worried, unhappy, sad, bring the fear, unsatisfaction. There are very few things you can find that it going to make you happy. But still, we don't understand this is the nature. It is nothing wrong with this, anything. We have to appreciate what we have. We have to appreciate around us, and we have to respect to everything. But we are the one who manipulating this everything. holding in with the desires, and this is going to go with us. So then remember yourself, because once it become a habitual pattern, what will happen? It go with good or bad both. So that's why whatever the memory that we hold it to, not most pleasant, mostly unpleasant. We, it's kind of like our life itself, our past itself mostly painful. So because it is it that you have a habit to hold it to good things. So when you have a habit to memorize and hold it to good things, it's not going to be there only the good. The all the painful, unnecessary things also going to come behind it. So wherever that you see the light, next to that light, you see the shadow. So there is no one can appear to light without a shadow. The same like whatever the good things we hold, remember that all are the unnecessary things going to come with that. Dropping that all the painful, sad, worry, unhappy things, you cannot just hold it to the good things. So then what you have to do? It doesn't matter good or bad, just drop it. Just drop it and be empty. Move forward. When you go to sleep, completely be empty. No matter what happened in that day, that's gone. So become your own, you are the one who writing your book. Be your own author. And you can change the page when you need. You change the page. So when the day end, empty that place. Change the page to next day. When you wake up, it doesn't matter what happened. Don't wake up with the dreams that you see. So some people wake up and then they start to think, oh, last night I saw a dream. And they call others, I saw a dream. The whole day, they depend on that dream. So what is the meaning of dream? It's a dream. It is not real. You know it is a dream, but still it has power to bring in fact to your the reality, your day-to-day life. How it is possible? Because we addicted to hold to our experience. So then when you wake up early in the morning, appreciate the day and start with the fresh mind, new mind, and empty mind. So this is meditation is not just only sitting and closing your eyes and practice like that way. Sitting you have to practice, but how you apply to your day-to-day life is more matter than the how long you sit. So it is your personal development. You have to do it by yourself. Otherwise, it not going to happen. So then remember this practice, mostly you have to apply to day-to-day life with whatever the activities, the situations, hard times. So because your practice is a struggle, of course, the life is struggle. That's why the very first thing Buddha said, the world is suffering. The life is suffering. But it strengthens us. It motivates us. Saying that the winners not come out of the final result. So the winners, the winner created by the struggle through the practice. Winning moment is a result of that all the struggle that he or she used to practice and go through the practice. It brings the result. So the winning is not the the goal, the how you go with with this struggle. So how you handle the suffering. Already 2600 years, you know, that from the history, this is the life. So then when it come to you, how you handle it? Can you go through it? Can you take it and without hold it to it, move forward with the fresh mind without personalizing yourself? That is a skill. So when it come to meditation, you observe the sensation, you see the any kind of feelings or the any kind of movements, and then it's changed, it's gone. So once you experience this macro level of change in day-to-day life, so whatever come to you, you recognize in this all your inner experience. And we say other person did this, this person did that, like that. But when it come to you, it is your inner experience. So through the meditation, through this tranquility and vipassana meditation, we observe that and how the inside work. So once you know deeper level as ultimate truth, how your mind change with this everything, how the phenomena change, how you experience change moment by moment, you recognize this whatever happen around you, the way you take it, the way you respond it, the way you handle it is can change any situation. Once you know that dharma, no any demons can play on your head. No any demons can play. But if you always depending from outside without knowingly this everything, the mainly depend on the mind, any single situation, any tiny moment can hurt you. So then remember yourself, when you look for the freedom, when you look for the salvation, when you look for the liberation, when you look for the newness, look into your life and see what happened to you. That's enough. That experience enough for you. Look what happened and see how you keep move forward day by day, and recognize that. Then what you have to do? Drop that everything and bring your 100% fully attention to the moment, deal with the moment. Then you change any path, whatever the situation. If you bring your 100% maximum strength, awareness, attention, energy to the moment, one single moment, and start to deal with that, you change your entire human history. You change your whole DNA inside you. So through tranquility and vipassana meditation, that is where you go to come to a point to gather everything to single point. And then you focus with the attention knowingly, and in that focus you recognize. In that moment, you become completely new person. It happening all the time, but the only thing is we don't recognize it. But later, if you develop the method, you recognize it while it happening. And then finally you drop that recognition also. Then it becomes just happening. So then remember in day-to-day life. So one time, the Buddha mentioned that one sutta called Rupapamana Sutta. So in that Rupapamana Sutta, Buddha mentioned how these people stuck in the world and hold it to world. There are four kind of people. So one person always attached to the form or the pictures or the color with the eye, whatever they see. And that person attached to that. And she appreciate whatever they see. And so whatever the form can gather, hold, they go with it. Their life is seeing things. It doesn't matter, not nothing to do with the food or the shelter or other things, other person. No. If they can see, they go with it. They attach to that seeing. And another person attached to sound. They don't care about that person and what it says and who is that person. They don't care about anything. Even they don't care about the form. They attach to only the sound. They go with the sound. And another person go with the, the rituals or very ascetic life, very hard, rough life. If there are some people, if they spend like that way, some people like to follow that kind of people. They go with it. And even sometimes people like to get the hardness, roughness, heaviness to their life also. They enjoy it. And another person always, the fourth one, another always go with the Dharma and look for the truth. Whatever they see, whatever they hear, whatever other people practice, out of that all, they go to the depth and recognize what is Dharma, what is the message out of this all. So these four kind of people around us, we also, related to one out of these four. So then in day-to-day life, even when it comes to your in conventional life and for your spiritual life, and sometimes when it comes to spiritual life, if the place is nice, and sometimes you go to temples, and sometimes you go to church, and sometimes you go to spiritual places. Why? Because that place is beautiful. That is the only reason you go there, to see the beauty. There's no dharma there. So, and even when it comes to the monks or the priest or the guru or rishi, the person is beautiful. That's why you go there. So you follow the beauty. It doesn't matter whatever that person says, whatever come out of that mouth. And you like to appreciate. Why? Because you appreciate the beauty. And there are some, in spiritual practice also, they always like to hear the sound. So like when they sing with poems, chanting with the sound, and you don't care about the meaning. It's like some songs. We like some songs because of the voice, because of the music. We don't know the meaning behind it. So like that, for Dhamma also same. Some people like only because of the voice. They attach to that. They don't look what is the truth. It's also kind of like a trap. They cannot get out of this circle of suffering. And another person, is follow old ways. If the monks having a very hard, difficult, ascetic life, and then people appreciate that. And the fourth one, they don't care about the how look like the monk or the rishi or the guru. They don't care. Even the cover of the book, they don't care how it look like. And what is the sound? If it is a nice or rough, they don't care about it. And they don't care what is the lifestyle also. But when they hear, they recognize the Dharma. When they see, they recognize the Dharma. When they understand the lifestyle, they recognize the Dharma. So out of what you see, remember, don't stop just with the surface level of picture. Learn to see internally. So seeing internally is different. So if you cannot see internally, if you cannot see through your mind, you cannot see the Dhamma. So that is the skill that you have to develop. So then it is okay, you have to go to beautiful places. But don't stop on that beauty. See what is the message behind that beauty. So when you hear songs or Dhamma talks or the poems or sutras or anything, if the voice is beautiful, it is good. You have to appreciate it. But remember to get the message. So the thing is, if you're clinging to the beauty of the sound, you cannot get the message. So then that you have to drop that beauty of the sound to go to the message. Why? Because message behind the beauty. So if you don't develop the skill to drop the beauty, you cannot get into the message. So when it comes to the lifestyle, of course it is matter when it comes to monks, rishis, guru, teacher, the lifestyle is matter. But at the same time, out of that lifestyle, look what is the message. Otherwise, you see, thousand monks, you see, what's the point? You're not going to get anything. During Buddha's time, there were people used to live with the Buddha around him. They didn't get anything. So then even just imagine yourself, you are next to Buddha. What you going to get if you don't know the skill out of that lifestyle to get the message? You live with the grandparents, you live with your parents. If you sometimes your parents have no skill to explain it through words, what is their lifestyle? But you have seen it every day. So then you have to recognize. You have to get the message out of the way they live. So when you develop that skill anywhere, even with the nature, looking at the tree in this winter time, hearing to a bird, even seeing the sun rising or sunset, even people, when somebody in a baby born, when you hear that, even when a person die in a funeral, somebody got sick, you hear that. So whatever you hear, whatever you see, and whatever this worldly lifestyle, through this everything, you can see only one. What is that? Dharma. So develop that skill. That's why when it comes to the Buddha Sutras, sometimes you see, he's just giving an example with the piece of wood, just a tree, just a flower, just a bird. So We see the bird, but we cannot get the dharma out of that bird. We see the tree every day, but we cannot get the dharma out of it. We see the cloud every day, but the Buddha, when he saw the cloud, he told the Valahaka Sutta, and he explained the cloud and give the dharma, giving the example out of that dharma. When we see the river, we cannot get that. When we see the ocean, how many times we have seen? We cannot get the dharma. So then, why? Because we didn't develop that skill. What is the skill? We just stop. We stuck with the, the surface level. We stuck with the face value. We cannot go beyond it. So don't count on face value. Don't stop on what you see. Don't depend on this conventional eye, ear, nose, tongue, body. Develop your internal awareness, develop your internal wisdom, develop your conscious recognition, and that way it become more powerful light, or it become a vision for yourself to see through, and that is will help you to gain the dharma. So the Buddha's all the teachings try to address to that point, to awake that your inner seeing this experience. So then remember yourself, rather than depending on this outside surface level or pace, or stop with the pace value, go with the pace value. Remember, develop your internal wisdom with the awareness. So you have to have the effort for that. You have to know that. You have to keep the sati for that. And you have to knowingly practice this day by day, day by day, day by day. To practice that, the very first thing that you have to do, what you have in your mind, drop it. Don't repeat it. Don't keep thinking it. Drop it. Always remember, be focused 100%, give your fully attention to the present moment, then your past, no choice, it has to drop. It's like the glue. When the heat comes, there is no way the glue can hold. It's going to detach. So like that, bring that experience to your life. Everyday experience. Morning, remember this is a new life for you. Evening, when you go to sleep, let everything go behind and remember, you turn your page. You are the author of your own life. You are the one who writing your book. So you have power to change the page. Change the page, move forward. Change the page, move forward. So with that, I bless upon everyone with this good practice. May all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbaroko vinasatu mate bhavatantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava. Ittavata cha ammehi sampadang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu. Sabba dukkha pamunchatu. Bless.